So, thanks to 2K and 2K ANZ, your boy got to get his hands on 2K22. That's right, Wwe 2K22 a little bit earlier than expected. We got to dive in recently and have a bit of a hands-on first look at the game, and I can tell you this much. Oh boy, am I excited. We're going to dive into some features real quick, and what my first impression of the game is. I can't wait for you guys to hear it. Let's get stuck in. So straight away, when I dove into 2K22, I obviously it was important to note that it was a preview build. It was given to a few of the next makers to be able to look at this and go, okay, let's get some opinions, some feedback, and see what you guys think about certain game modes. Now, we were limited to playing Exhibition and MyGM, but honestly, that's all I needed for the amount of time I had. I wish I could have spent another whole 3 or 4 days playing, but the 2.5-hour session had me hooked, and I cannot wait. There's some really cool stuff coming. Like I say, first of all, just straight away, immediately, the menu presentation and the soundtrack. I won't ruin anything with the soundtrack. I won't spoil anything, but oh my goodness. Boy, I was feeling some type of way. The menu's not going to blind you. It doesn't feel like it's bright white like the 2K19 one is. It's a bit more immersive. It's got some cool stuff going on with it. You're going to enjoy it. Trust me. First thing I noticed was, oh my God, this menu, which is weird because I'm in there to see the gameplay. I went in with an open mind thinking, let's go. I'm excited for this game. I've seen a lot of cool things about it. And then, of course, the first thing I'm shocked by is the menu. Who would have thought? Obviously, being limited to Exhibition and MyGM, I spent all my time in those two game modes. Now, I can say this much. I went straight into Exhibition, straight into a singles match, and oh boy, graphically, this game might be the most impressive game I've played. Now, when I was young and I grew up with those older games and I was like, what is happening? This is crazy, the change of everything. I put this game on and I immediately was like, yo, they aren't messing around this year. They ain't messing around. This is something else. Obviously as the match moves on, sweat and fatigue builds up, but it felt like it wasn't like the other games were, where you could kind of see a little bit of the sweat or they were drenched in sweat. It felt like it was the right amount for how much you'd be doing in the match. So I chose Montez Ford as my first superstar to play as, and obviously that's the first thing I wanted to do, was see how it plays for using a different play style. Now, I can tell you this much. It's fun to play as Montez. Oh my goodness. That's the first person I'm going to main, I think. However, I did notice in the match, the more I was doing in terms of springboards and moonsaults and jumping moves and all that kind of stuff, I realized that I was building up a whole bunch of sweat compared to my opponent. So it feels like it's actually immersive to how long you've been in the match and how much you're actually doing in the match. Not so much the match goes for 20 minutes and both of you are covered in sweat. It's more so your opponent wasn't covered in sweat, but you were, because you were working your booty off. The actual redesigned engine is ridiculously fun to play. It doesn't feel blocky and a little bit slow and stale like the last couple games did. This one is very quick paced. It still gives you that simulation feel, but a little bit of arcadey aspects in it in terms of you can combo some pretty cool stuff together. So those new controls have worked wonders for what we're actually aiming to do with this game. Now, you can't please both audiences. Some are going to be, I want arcade. Some are going to be, I want simulation. You combine them both, you get Wwe 2K22. I played 2.5 hours and I had the most fun I've had playing a wrestling game since back when I was maybe 7. This game is ridiculously fun. I can't wait to dive into more with the multiplayer aspects and throw some friend shenanigans into that and see what we can really on the channel. Now, thanks to that Ringside report that came out a while back with the new camera, and everyone was like, yo, this is actual gameplay. It was the Rey Mysterio and Damian Priest. You saw the new camera, you saw how the game worked, and you were like, is this something I'm okay with? We've had the up-angled camera for so long that a camera straight in front of you looking through the ropes feels a bit, do we like this? I can say, out of all the game modes I played, all the match types I played, the camera feels amazing. It's so smooth to transition from section to section depending on what you're doing. It's so smooth to follow the action depending on where you are in the arena. And it's also so smooth to see a camera move a little bit and then you have camera flashes in the crowd. Like, it's a real immersive experience. It feels like you are in the front row or even ringside as a manager. And I really enjoyed that. I can't say enough how graphically impressive this is. Now, for someone like me, that's a big thing. That's me with games, bro. If it's graphically impressive, I don't mind too much. However, to have the engine run as smooth as it does, be graphically impressive, the controls are quite swift to pick up. I did play the tutorial, and I'll say this much. Brandon, thank you for your warning, because you got to play the tutorial. You need to learn at least a little bit. At least a little bit. It carries some similarities. We've seen the controls previewed. They'll be up on screen in just a second. But I played the tutorial, and I realized that, oh my goodness, this has some potential. The combos and being able to match a button press input to combo someone and counter someone instead of using reversal button, I really enjoy that. Like, a lot. My God, I can't explain it. the actual gameplay itself, to get my hands on it early, super grateful. To then enjoy what I was playing, and as much as I did, I didn't want to put it down. I'm not gonna lie. When it said your time is up and thank you for playing, I was like, maybe we can give me another little preview. You know what I'm saying? The combo system feels punishing if you mess it up, and I like that. It should be for in terms of playing online. If you go and make a combo and you mess it up a little bit and they counter it, it should be a little bit more punishing. The stun meter is also a good addition. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Thoroughly enjoyed it. The kick out game is not as hard as everyone's making it out to be. It's button mashing, which is, maybe people aren't okay with that. I really like it. At least that's what I had it set to, the button mash setting. I really enjoyed it because that's me. When you get pinned back in those old school games, spam those buttons. And I was good at it, so I'm going to keep doing that. Hopefully I won't get pinned by my friends. I played a lot of match types, and I'm not going to discuss them all. I'm going to let you guys kind of be a little bit previewed by when we get it first on midnight release. However, I can say the spots I was pulling off and the combos I was putting together to pull off these spots was absolutely phenomenal. You didn't feel locked into anything. You didn't have set positions for things. You could do whatever you want, wherever you wanted to. And that felt great. I cannot wait for you guys to see this game and get your hands on this game. Oh my goodness. Obviously, I spent a lot of time in MyGM too, because that is a big thing. And we all know this. We've been asking for MyGM back. It's back. As soon as I heard that in the initial meeting we had originally back in last year, I was very excited. And I knew instantly this could be good content to the channel. So I thought, let's put some time into MyGM. I put a lot of time. I probably put half my playtime into MyGM, and oh my goodness, the things you can do, it's not linear. It doesn't lock you into things. There's just so much you can do, and God, it's so enjoyable to play. So enjoyable to play. Rivalries felt refined and refreshed and felt like they meant something, and not like you were just putting together two superstars in universe mode for them to wrestle for 3 weeks and then get over it. This felt like it builds up. It gets to the pay-per-view. It hits that culmination, and then you choose where it goes. You choose. Now they go different ways. You break the rivalry up. It felt great. I can say this much. It felt like I was actually in charge of a promotion, and I was running my own promotion, which is what you want from my GM. But man, there's a lot of things that we can dive into. The promos aren't guaranteed to be successful, and I really enjoy that, because sometimes if you put someone that can't speak that well on the microphone, they shouldn't be able to cut an amazing promo. And not having a guarantee of them doing that makes it more risk versus reward. I really want this person to be popular. I need them to cut a promo, but they're not good at cutting promos. This might not work in my favor. You got to think about certain things, especially if you want to sway back that fan viewership and being #1 at the end of the year. There's an option to complete weekly missions to satisfy upper management and unlock special power cards to interact with the other brand or your roster. Now, I like that a lot. I'm not going to discuss the power cards. That's going to be something you guys can dive in and see yourself. However, the ability to have that and to have little hidden tasks like satisfy upper management, a good addition, because then it makes you have to book certain things on that week which you maybe didn't want to. And I like that. It puts you in an aspect of like, okay, this has happened. Now I need to kind of adapt with it. And being adaptive is the key to being a good GM. You know what I'm saying? Now, I only did a 15-week season for my GM mode. I didn't want to do the full 50 because I thought I don't have enough time for this. That if I did, I would do the full 50 100%. I did 15 weeks and it sucked me in enough to be like, okay, give me another 50 weeks right now on top of this, please. Right now. Right now. I didn't get bored. I didn't freak out and go, oh, this I don't know if I can continue doing this or if it's gonna be good content. I immediately sat there, did my 15 weeks and thought, I cannot wait to do 50 weeks on stream or on my YouTube. I cannot wait. You guys are gonna love it. I promise you that. It was so much fun. I am very excited to dive into the full game on release. Of course, we have the 3-day early thing. We're Australian, so we might get it a little bit early because of time zones. I'll be live streaming it. You know where to be on the channel. Links are all down below. I'm very, very, very grateful to 2K for allowing me to play this early, especially get my hands on it and be like, hey, let me dive in and show you what it's all about. And I can't wait. This game, to me, from what I've played so far, has really broken the meta and the shape of wrestling games. And I love that. I love that for our industry. I'm so excited to bring more content to the channel, and I cannot wait for the next like 20 or so days for it to release. It needs to hurry up, man. I'm impatient, but I can't wait. I want to thank you guys for checking out this video. Thank you guys for following me, subscribing, commenting, making this a possibility, because without you guys, we don't get access to early things like this. I really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. Comment down below your thoughts on 2K22 and if you're excited. And I'll see you for more 2K22 content. Peace.